Hey, what's up everyone? Andrew here of The Operation, and today we're going to find out, can you beat Dying Light without taking any damage? The rules are that whenever I may take damage, I have to die in order to restart from the last checkpoint. Why, you might ask? It's because there's no restart button, I have to die in order to restart. Next rule is that I can't cheat, so no glitch abusing and no out-of-world glitch traveling. I think that about covers everything. If I missed any rules, then be sure to leave a comment, and while you're at it, hit that like button as it helps me out a lot and shows your guys' support. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. So we start off the game jumping into Tilted Towers. We land and find out we're in a bad part of town. Shot a guy in the PP and got away with our two new friends. Well dang, now we only got one friend. I can never seem to keep friends for very long. We wake up in the tower to some kids being a-holes. No one seems to question where we came from or why we parachuted into town. Weird. It's as though we're playing a game with non-questioning NPCs. Anyways, we meet up with Mr. Punk Kid himself, beat some dude's bro up, dressed up as ninja, and did some parkour! Had a seizure and went into a whole new world. Took my very first set of damage and let a zombie gnaw on my shoulder. It was lunchtime after all. Met Dr. Zira and got a shot of zombie repellent. That'll show them zombies who's boss. Talked to our boy Spike, killed a turned runner, managed to do some electrical stuff without taking damage. Met a big dude, ignored the big dude because he's scary, and turned the power on. Saw a glimpse of a... Finally met Brecken, the guy that Breckens everything, even his own face. No? Well, good pun and joke, deal with it. Fell off a roof and somehow took damage. Melted some bad guys with my fire. Melted some Antacin with my fire. Wait a second. Met Scary Dude and ran like hell. Made it to safety and found out my pants turned brown for some reason. I really don't know why. Went back into the night like a dum-dum and walked near a car that was on fire. Soon I became that fire. Finally met the antagonist Reyes, the guy with the bias towards me. I should really stop with the puns. Met our bro Kareem. Took on a job from Reyes to show my utmost loyalty. Died a bunch at the antenna, so went to go find a gun legally. Went back and popped a cap and some heads and continued my business. Found out that the tower was the wrong one and was told to go to another. It worked and I ziplined down, took damage somehow and had to die once again. Went back to Reyes' place for some Antacin, got more errands instead. Threatened a guy for some money, went to go for the next guy and found Mr. Chungus himself. Somehow took damage from Mr. Chungus' brother, Mr. Fungus. Took some more damage a few more times before finally getting there. All of these were avoidable too. Met a guy with wifey issues and took their money. Got more money from a guy on a barge. Kareem gave me a detour and I died a couple of times. Thanks, Kareem. Made it back to Reyes' place and finally got some Antacin for the tower, but Reyes was not a man of his own word. He went against his own ideology. He only gave me 5 vials instead of the 2 cases he promised.
OMG. Not epic.
Brecken wasn't happy and continued to break stuff. Saved Raheem from falling off like a drunk and also told him no explosives. Met Jade at the boxcar and we peeped on some dudes getting shot. Perfect weather for it too. Got inside the school and made it through without taking any damage surprisingly. Met up with Jade again in the basement and told her to take the explosives and run. After a couple of tries, this happened. Went outside and saw a bolter. Reminded me of OJ when he didn't kill anyone and was on the highway running from cops for no reason at all. Got back to the tower where I met Freddie Mercury. Turns out he needed his glasses and his How to Farm book for dum-dums. Made perfect sense to me, so I went out and got that for him. While I was there, I found a few other books that were, well, explicit.
Tricks to get the chicks. Dream the first romance novel for plumbers. Good God. How to look good over 40. Big butt bonanza. Nice.
Nice, indeed. Got back and gave him his glasses and his book. He gave me some money for my troubles. Better than Reyes, that's for sure. Met Dawood Sandstorm, who needed a gun to get out of the city. Seemed perfectly harmless to me, so I gave him an extra gun that I found. Met a guy cooking and selling fake Antacin that looked like someone I knew. Either way, I put a bullet through their heads without taking any damage. Also met 2 retards. Their names were Toga and Fatine. Ignored them for the rest of the playthrough. Met Commander. Yeah. Saw death right in my face. Turned on some gas and returned to Jeff's fort to witness something very epic.
Epic.
Met back with Dr. Ziri and was told his experiment worked, but in order for the cure to be possible, I had to get to his colleague Dr. Camden. But he was in Old Town, and at the moment, I had no way to get there. So I was still stuck in the slums. Raheem radioed he needed help, went into the train yard and found that he quote unquote cut himself, grabbed the bomb he handed me and went to the tower to plant it. Made it through the building and planted the bomb on both support beams and got the heck out of there. Watched the building as it fell to the ground and then went back for Raheem. Made it back and he turned. He turned. Our bro Raheem, he wasn't cut. He was bitten. Went to the tower to tell Brecken the news, and Jade overheard what had happened and ran off just like a bolter. And OJ, and my friend.
So sad.
The doc got kidnapped and I had to rescue him back from Raya's. Got to Raya's place and I couldn't find a way in, so I figured I had to grind a little bit to get a grapple. Got a grappler and grappled my way up to the top and killed everyone that was there. Got inside and found myself taking some more damage. After a bit, I made it through and I finally found the doc.
Oh, baby!
He ran his mouth about sensitive data, and Reyes and his thugs came from nowhere and captured us. Found myself in the pit with Reyes running his mouth. I could really care less. Killed all the zombies and runners. Then, out of nowhere, Mr. Thick Boy with 3 C's came in and I was face to face with him. Only one of us would make it out alive. Who will it be? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. It was an intense battle. Took some damage here and there, but I got right back up / restarted. Found a way to kill the Thick Boy. Made it in time to another boring speech from Reyes, the villain guy. Rated it a 2 out of 10. IGN would cut off hand again. Got to the dock and found out he dead. Hardcore parkour my way out of there and was faced my first challenge. As I was running, I found that in both resets, I'd always get hit at a certain spot. Unless I just got unlucky, I don't know. But when I reset, some soldiers were right where I spawned. Killed one and took his gun, then had to die because of the damage I took right after. Respawned, and now I had a gun to kill everyone without taking any damage. Made it out of the area after a bit and headed toward the tower. Had a seizure again and found myself awaking on a barge. Brecken told me some stuff and I went on my way to find Sector 0 in order to get into Old Town. Found a survivor guy, he asked for my help and I just walked away. Got to the sewers and made my way through Sector 0. Got scammed and pulled a reverse Uno move and killed every single thug set out to kill me. Anyways, made it to a hole. Met Troy and heard Jade over the radio being angry for some reason.
Jade?
Went on a goose chase looking for Jade. Found our boy Spike in the library instead. Troy told me over the radio they had something to show me back at their tower. Hope it's a new bike. Freddie Mercury would be so proud of me back at home. Got back and they said they got transmissions of the news of the outside world showing how there are no survivors in the quarantine zone.
You are fake news.
Got a mission to help go find our dude Michael and help him blow up an apartment to show that there is in fact survivors in the quarantine still. Found him and grabbed the bombs, made my way up through the apartment, found a zombie baby child, died, killed the zombie baby child so it couldn't suffer no more, finished planting all the bombs, got out of the apartment and pulled the trigger, fumbled with it just like the Joker in the movie, and the building blew up in a frowny face. Not a second more and a fighter jet blew up the apartment to stop any chances for any outside person to see the sign we made. That's one fast jet. Jade finally wanted to meet up with me and we went to where she said she'd be. Of course she had to get kidnapped. Should have seen that one coming. Our boy Mirage, I mean Crane, just can't seem to get any girls. Unlucky, that's for sure. Read the note on the wall and was told to go to the museum in order to find Jade. Interrogated the custodian and found out there's a way in through the lake. Swimmed my way in and killed everyone there. Took some damage here and there and had to die in order to restart a few times. Finally made it to Jade, and she had been bitten. Had a few seizures on my way into the place, so I was also close to turning. Reyes threw us one vial of Antacin to choose who lives and who dies. I went into an acid run and found myself choking Jade as she gave me the Antacin. Reyes ordered his men to kill us, and Jade went kung fu on their rear ends. She killed them and started ripping apart the last guy with her teeth. Sadly, I had to kill Zombie Jade
Not epic.
and had to face Tahir the douchebag right after. This fight was pretty tough because he would always throw a dang knife and mostly always hit me. Finally killed Tahir in an epic end clash of swords, slit Tahir's throat because you don't leave loose ends untied. Got out and met with Troy again. She told me I had to get to the tallest tower to install an amplifier to let people know that there are still people alive in the quarantine zone. Went through the sewer to get to the tower. Got out and made my way through the place looking for the key to get to the top. Killed some more thick boys and found the key. Made it up the hill and killed all the infected. Tried fixing the elevator but it fell and exploded on my face and I had to die to restart. After a bit of climbing, I had finally made it to the tippity top, hooked up the amplifier and stopped the bombing of Haran in the process. Ziplined down and got my way back to Old Town. Got back and went to go find Dr. Camden. Killed some goons surrounding his place. This happened. And got in the lab, did some puzzles and killed another thick boy. Got to the disinfecting chamber. It totally disinfected the room. Finally met Dr. Camden. He ran some tests and told me the GRE are evil. I already knew that. Got out and contacted the GRE. Turned out Reyes challenged me to go to his tower and get back Dr. Ziri's data. Otherwise no cure would be possible. I accepted his challenge and went straight to his tower. Got back to the slums, died to another burning car again. Got to the tower and the game gave me a warning, but I'm no wimp and pressed forward. Entered and immediately got a seizure. Died a few times getting past the horde of zombies. Got stuck by getting hit by a car. No, really, look, I got stuck by getting hit by a car from a thick boy throwing it at me. Like, come on. Finally finessed my way through and got to some tunnels. Had volatiles breathing down my neck as I was screaming my way through the tunnel. Made it out pretty easily and got to the pit from earlier in the game. Reyes sent a rocket at me but missed. Rode an elevator up a few floors and found our boy Kareem. He died moments later and I knew we had to get revenge for him and Jade. His advice helped me get through to the tippity top and I also got through some more zombie hordes. Kicked some poor dude off a crane and then Reyes sent another rocket at me and hit the crane, but we did some awesome hardcore parkour moves and made it to the building. Finally made it to the top where Reyes was waiting for me. He immediately starts acting like a child and pretends he'll throw the data off the edge. We have an epic battle, but in the end I finally shut him up and drag him off the edge to his ultimate doom, and that's how I beat Dying Light without taking damage. Hope you learned something cool, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, as I make cool content and upload as much as I can. Don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Tell you to go fuck yourself, but why don't we just pretend for a minute that you don't think I'm stupid? You need the cure. It's here, in the city, somewhere. And as long as it is, you won't try to pull any ministry-style bullshit.
Crane, why do you even give a fuck what happens to these people? You don't belong here. This is just a job for you.